How's it going, everyone? Being fashionable does not need to be as difficult or as intimidating as it may seem. You don't need a stylist or a ton of money either. It really just requires a little bit of effort, and you coming to this video tells me that you're interested in maybe stepping up your fashion game, or at least just getting some tips that can lead you to being more stylish. Now, being stylish certainly does not come naturally to a lot of us, me included. And as well with any skill, practice makes perfect. So I'm gonna go over some tips that every guy should know, as well as how to improve your wardrobe. And this is really just what I've learned along the way, what I've learned from watching others. And as I've tried to step up my fashion game, really what I've found has worked for me and what hasn't. So with that said, let's get into it. My first tip is gonna be to follow the trends. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm sure you take a lot of inspiration and ideas of fashion from the people in your friend groups and maybe some celebrities that you follow as well. Now, that's a very limited view of your styling options. So you wanna expand that a little bit and look a lot on Instagram and Pinterest for more ideas. You can save them to a board on Pinterest or simply save them on your feed in Instagram. And this is just a great way to always come back and see different styling options, outfits, items for your wardrobe that you can add that will really enhance your overall style. Now that kind of leads me into my next tip, which is finding your style. And it's much easier said than done. And it's something that actually evolves over time. You'll never just find exactly what your style is and stick with it forever. I feel like every month or so I add one new item to my wardrobe and I'm continually evolving, and it's almost like a snowball and compounding effect where you feel more comfortable in certain clothes and you realize something you wore a few months ago, you're wondering why you even bought it in the first place. So when it comes to finding your style, I can go on and on and on about it. I actually might create another video. Check the description below. I'll probably link to that just because it's a completely separate topic in and of itself. But if you're a bit of a shorter guy, there are certainly ways to style your outfit to make you not look as short or not stumpy, whatever it is you're going for. If you want to tuck in your shirt, that's a great way to make your waistline look higher and legs look longer, etc. Or if you're a bigger guy, obviously wearing really tight clothing certainly probably won't look the best on you, so wearing a bit baggier of clothes will really be flattering on you. So if you're interested more on that, then I would definitely go down that rabbit hole because it's a completely different topic for another day and another video. My next tip is gonna be shopping at stores you know and stores that match your style closest. So for example, for me, I'm a really big fan of more of a simplistic look, kind of a minimal feel, and there are stores and online brands that really suit me best. So every time I walk into that store, I know for sure I'm gonna find 3 or 4 good options to try on, and more times than not walk out with something I like. It's also just a great way to walk in and get some more ideas of items that you don't have in your wardrobe, but ones that you can add. So for me personally, if you watch my channel at all, you know I'm a huge fan of Abercrombie. Don't judge, they're certainly on the comeback. They don't have that classic like ugly logoing anymore. They have the great essential items and the price is decent. It's fair, it's not super cheap, it's not super expensive, and it's a high quality item. Next for me is gonna be Lululemon. That's more athletic wear, but you'd be surprised, they have some really good everyday item wear. Another place I really like to shop is an online brand called Built Basics. They have some really great essentials. I think if you just look around on there, you can get a lot of great ideas. And at the end of the day, if you don't like something, you can just simply return it. Now, if you're looking for more outfit ideas, I have a couple of great videos that I think will be able to help you much further. I have an entire video dedicated to best summer and spring essentials, and I go really into depth on each of those. And then I also have a video on 5 summer and spring aesthetic outfit ideas that are in and trendy right now, and a bunch of different looks. So I would go and check those out as well. I think that could be really beneficial for you and just get the juices flowing in terms of what might work for you and what might not. But for me personally, I think sticking to those really simplistic items is almost a must for everybody, and you pretty much can't go wrong and you can't screw it up. And that's gonna lead us into my next topic, which is buying neutral colors. You cannot go wrong with buying neutral colors for a couple of main reasons. First, it's just extremely hard to mess up in terms of styling and matching. If you're wearing brown and a white shirt or brown and a black shirt, there's really not a lot of variation there, and it's really, really hard to screw up. And I think that is a huge red flag and something to look out for too. If you're matching and it does not look proper, or if the colors are just completely off, then it can throw off an entire outfit even if the pieces are great and fit you to the best of their ability. Another thing with neutral colors is your money really goes a long way. I mean this in the way of you can mix and match your different items so simply. So for me, I have a ton of black and white classic essential tees and baggy tees, and then black, tan, gray pants, and I can make so many different outfit combinations with just a handful of items. Let's say 6 items. I could probably make 12 to 15 different outfit combinations just based upon mixing and matching what I have. And if you're on a budget, I think that's a really great place to start, just because it can get expensive to be quote unquote fashionable. Now, not to say you should not add color into your wardrobe where you see fit. I think that's where jackets can add a lot of style. Even something like this that I'm wearing right here is kind of like a light green sage color. And so for me today, I was wearing just a white shirt with brown pants and white shoes, but this nice jacket adds a lot of color to the overall outfit. Moving right along, my next tip is going to be to buy quality over quantity. That being said, when you do see an item on sale, you're obviously going to be more inclined to buy it. However, I think you should definitely pause and ask yourself this question first. Would I buy this item if it was not on sale and it was full price? I cannot tell you how many times I've ended up buying an item that was on sale because it was simply on sale, and then I never wear it again and it's a waste of money. Definitely really consider what you're buying, and ultimately if it doesn't fit you perfectly, if you don't absolutely love it and have to have it, then don't buy it. You can always come back another day and get it, and honestly, more times than not, I'd say 99 times out of 100, you're not gonna regret leaving it in the store. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I would say to buy from reputable brands and pay for more expensive items. And it kind of sounds counterintuitive, but let me tell you why. Now, when I say an expensive or reputable brand, I'm not talking Supreme, and if that's your thing, then absolutely go for it. But for me, I'm talking about maybe going and buying pants from Lululemon. Yes, they're $128 for a pair of slim fit pants, but it's absolutely worth it. The fit will be amazing on those pants. And then if they rip or tear, you can always go in and get a brand new pair for free. I've done it before personally, and it's amazing. So there's a lot of value there. And at that point, it's essentially cut down to like a $65 pant. And I think that's actually super reasonable, especially when you know you can just go and trade it in for a new pair. So these are just things to consider when you want to get the most bang for your buck. Yes, you want to be cost effective, but at the same time, you don't want to buy a fast fashion item that's going to wither away in a matter of months, and you're going to find yourself in the same position as you were before, having to buy another item. My next tip is going to be to buy a steamer. I held out for so long on this, and I wish I had done it sooner. It sounds so simple, but wearing wrinkly clothes is one of the most unflattering things that you could possibly do for your outfit. So I would certainly avoid having wrinkly clothes and just buy one from Amazon. I'll link to the one I use below. It was only like 20, 25 bucks, something like that on Amazon. It works fantastic. My girlfriend's had it for years as well, and I love it. We use it super frequently, and it's just a really great item, and it's also really small too. So I have friends with steamers as well that they're so anal about things that they'll actually bring it on trips as well, but it's really good to have. Next up, we're talking shoes, and I would really recommend going with white shoes. I think, again, you cannot go wrong, and a white shoe will fit into any outfit seamlessly. I think starting out with a nice, white, simple leather shoe is just a great place to begin. I went with the Chuck Low leather version, and I went with this because it's an extremely cheap option, only like $65. And again, it's a reputable brand, and I personally really like the look of Chucks. And this is a shoe that can certainly be dressed up for a bit nicer vacations, and also dressed down if you want to just go to the bars and have some fun. Again, on the topic of white shoes, as you'll see here, I have a ton of white shoes, like 7 options, and this is definitely a newer thing for me. I kind of held out with white shoes because I didn't want to get them dirty. But the nice thing is with leather, they actually stay really clean, and even if they are a bit scuffed up or dirty, it's fine. They don't look horrible, and you can always get a new pair down the road. But these pairs I've all had for at least 2 years at a minimum, most of them, and I think all of them still look great, and I barely even clean them at all. And that's just the great thing with a leather shoe. Now, there are some fashion mistakes that I would definitely avoid, and I'm just gonna go through these quickly here and add some screenshots as well to really drive the point home. First up is gonna be kind of this basic graphic tee. We're definitely past that. In middle school, I was a big fan of these, and if you're really into these, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you, and if you really like them, then go ahead and keep rocking it. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that all the feedback I've gotten from girlfriends in the group and other people I know is it's not a look, and it can definitely be a bit of a red flag for a girl. So try to avoid just these basic graphic tees that they mass produce. It's not the best of looks. There are graphic tees that do look really good and are in style, but that's more of like a vintage look, I would say, more than anything. Another one is wearing shorts below your knees. Even at the knees at this point and in this day and age is honestly just not the best look. I would recommend going with a 7-inch inseam short. It looks really clean, it's super flattering, and as a guy, showing off the legs a little bit is a nice look. Definitely girls like to see that, and more times than not, I think it fits really good and makes your body look a lot more proportionate too. Now you could even go shorter than that with a 5-inch inseam if you're comfortable, but I think at 7 inches is just a nice happy medium for every guy. My next simple fashion mistake to avoid would be wearing a shirt that is too small for you, aka a schmedium. You definitely don't want to do that in the way of it just kind of looking like this is a shirt you owned 10 years ago and you grew out of it. So I would recommend having a shirt that is plenty long past your belt line. It doesn't need to be like excessive or anything, but if you can see your belt and your arms aren't being raised, then it's definitely too short of a shirt. It just looks odd. It kind of has like this weird like toddler look, if I had to say it at all. So that's something to avoid as well. And the shirt overall just won't fit your body correctly if it's just too small, or if it's too tight, it may look like you're trying a little bit hard. This is something that I've tried to be like very self-conscious of, especially if you're a guy that goes to the gym a lot. Yes, like while you want to show off your muscles and it looks really good, at the same time you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. So find a shirt that fits you good and it can be a slim fit for sure, but you don't want to look like you're just about to rip out of it. So it's a fine line and you'll figure out what looks best on you. Now with all of that said, I hope you found this video extremely helpful. My goal is to always have you walk away with at least one new thing that you have learned, and today I hope I did that for you. So if you did find it helpful, please throw a thumbs up to get this video to more people just like you, and also subscribe if you want. I would really appreciate it. And other than that, I guess we'll see you on the next video.